We begin tonight looking into the painful story of an oppressed people. With the continuing violence in Syria, the brutality of the Boko Haram in Nigeria, and now the killing of journalist Jamal Kashoggi in the Saudi Arabia embassy of Istanbul, the world seems to have forgotten about the people of the Nuba Mountains. This is where, for 7 years, Sudanese President Omar al Bashir has been waging war on his own people. Now, viewers, Carol Van Dam attended a screening of a film about the plight of the Nuba people and reports from Washington.
That's the reality of life here.
Nearly every other day, Russian-made Antonov planes bombed unarmed civilians, severing limbs and crushing torsos, burning small thatched roof houses, and crops that would have fed the Nuba people in this remote border area. Most of the medical staff of international aid agencies and health clinics have long since left the Nuba Mountains. But one doctor has stayed.
I've chosen to live in Africa. I like that idea of staying in one place and becoming part of the community.
Dr. Tom Katina is surgeon, OB-GYN, and pediatrician at Mother of Mercy Hospital, the only hospital for hundreds of miles. And so Dr. Katina does what he can to save the lives of hundreds of men, women, and children caught up in the battle between President Bashir and the Sudan People's Liberation Movement North rebel fighters. Dr. Katina wouldn't be known to the world were it not for his close friend from college, filmmaker Ken Carlson.
I found out that he was in great need in the Nuba Mountains 5-6 years ago, and found out that he was in desperate need of aid, and decided to reach out to him, and we were able to put $102,000 together and put a truck with supplies and vaccines and send it up to him just in time to keep the doors open of the hospital. And so at that point in time, back in 2013, I realized this would be a great story to tell.
Carlson, a recent nominee for the Grand Jury Prize at the Sundance Film Festival, says he was drawn to find out for himself why his friend was so passionately committed to the people of the Nuba Mountains.
He's furious. He's furious that these innocent human lives are being destroyed, and families are being splintered for no reason.
Dr. Katina awakens at 5:50 without an alarm each morning, marches to the chapel where he says a rosary, drinks tea, then walks straight to the hospital for another long day. In one scene, Dr. Katina sees a man who has just had his nose blown off by shrapnel.
It'll heal, to wait for it to heal over, but to try to get the nose back is something beyond what I can do.
The Heart of Nuba screening at the National Cathedral drew dozens of donors, activists, and diaspora to the storied Gothic building in Washington, D.C. Nathaniel Nyok, a lost boy from South Sudan who ran barefoot for 5 days to escape the fighting in his hometown of Bor, South Sudan, says one part of the film gave him chills.
Seeing the kids running from the Antonov and then jumping into that one hole to hide, that's what I used to do.
Nasima, a Sudanese nurse who works alongside her husband, Dr. Katina, in the Nuba Mountains, describes what it's like to be in the operating theater when you come under attack by your own government.
No one comes out, but in the wards, people always run to the FASO. You understand me? People run to the FASO with patients who are able to run.
In January, President Bashir signed a 4-month ceasefire with the SPLM North rebels, but ground attacks continue. The International Criminal Court charged Bashir with war crimes and crimes against humanity years ago, but he has eluded arrest. Bashir doesn't care about the Nuba people. He does care about what's underneath the people, oil and minerals. Carlson is raising donations for Mother of Mercy Hospital by making this documentary. For VOA News, I'm Carol Van Dam in Washington.